Now, the reason that I put the two crosses there is because when we normalize faces, we have to have the distance between the eyes. But of course, in this case, we don't have any eyes because the eyes are closed on the corpse. So what I've done is approximated where those are so that we can make a comparison between the two photographs. We'll first look at the vertical split. And as you can see, the mouth doesn't line up based on where the eyes are. The hairline is lower on the young Jesse than it is on the corpse by quite a bit. So we'd assume that this person has a little bigger head than Jesse does. And if we look at some of the characteristics, if you look at the eyebrow, it's a very different eyebrow in the right eye. And when you blend the two, that's when you begin to see the difference in the two men. The corpse gives you one view, and the face is very different when you get done because of the shape, where the chin is, and where the hairline is. It doesn't look like it's the same person, but I'd have to say that it is not conclusive.
Even so, facial recognition technology may be able to shed light on a different photo. One of a man who features prominently in Jesse James' conspiracy theories. His name, Jeremiah James, or J.M. James. Though he died in Kansas in 1935, many of his descendants believe he was actually Jesse James, living incognito in Kansas after faking his death. Chuck James is his great-grandson.
It is pretty logical that there's enough evidence out there in the world to say that Jesse was not shot and killed in 1882. He did fake his death.
Chuck's father, Charles, actually knew J.M. James.
We always went by J.M. James, but we don't know what his real name was. One day I was out visiting Uncle Frank, Uncle Bill and Aunt Daisy, and we were walking out in the backyard, and I just asked him, and I said, I always heard it was really just Frank James. Could you tell me how and when or whatever? Oh, well, hell, he said, if I told you, it'd scare the pants off of you. And he wouldn't say no more.
Charles says his grandfather was a Confederate supporter and a suspected outlaw, secretive about his past.
Nobody ever talked about it. You know, back in them days, the outlaw was an outlaw.
Family legend holds J.M. James had access to a secret cache of money, one that may be related to the hidden treasures of Jesse James.
Now, when Jeremiah passed away, his oldest son left and took off walking and came back about 4 to 5 hours later and had a bundle of money to pay off all the known bills and everything to pay for the funeral. And that was cash.